Welcome everybody, François D30, making a video ramble and some kind of a test because I'm in a place I've never been before to film, and it may happen that I make some video here, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, video ramble, the subject I have in mind, I saw a video from Blackbarnz a little earlier. And the question was if the GM writing the player character's background versus the player character writing their own stuff. My opinion on it, well, I think it depends. It depends on the game. I have made a written response to that, but I'll do it here with more words. I happen to, participate in character background on some occasions. I don't do that in every game, but I did that on some occasions, and there are reasons to that. Well, often the way I work out, I never write the whole background. I never do that. I ask the player for a background. If he can provide me with a story and all that, the more background he will bring, the less I will work on it, and maybe I won't even have to do anything on it. But sometimes players may bring some, aspects, and I have to fill in the blanks in some way. Fill in the blanks, why? Because it's filling the blank with some setting, things particular to a setting. Because players may go in a game, but they don't know the world necessarily. So I think as a GM you have to bring the color to it, and going through the background may be good. Often what I do is that I take the background of what the player has made so far and try to go around it with a little story. It may happen to have a little story that is done in all respect with the background, but that story will be filled with the colors of the setting, and that's it. It depends on the players. Some players may not know anything about the setting, so I will get more precise about it. It depends on the game. If we take a game where everyone's know the setting, I won't do that. The player will do their stuff. Let's take Star Wars. If everyone is okay with Star Wars, they will do their stuff. I won't, play into that. Maybe just bring a thing or two on why they're here at the moment they enter play, if they haven't thought of something. But that will be all. But I may have players who never saw the movie. So, yes, in that case, I will accompany the person with it. I will say, do a general background, and I will fit it with planet names, alien races, and some, matters of the Star Wars universe in order for that character to fit in, and in order for the player to understand where is its place into that universe. It happened that I have wrote more lengthy things for players. If it was more for a one-shot, I think it was for me a way to really show the color on what they are embarking for one adventure. But, it's never fully necessary. I have made some experience in the past. Some of them were maybe not as good as they should. Maybe some of them failed a little, but I have experiment on the length of the text to put, and what I said to you is roughly how I do it. I have another reason why lengthy background may be necessary. Maybe I say. If your character is very unusual and bizarre, you have players who wants to do, the unique character that with the race and the class that no one saw. Well, usually I ask for a very good background to integrate that, and if the player can come out with something I will be, as a game master, I will have more implication to that background, just in order to have a reason why this unusual character is there. Yeah, so when something very unusual happens, I may have some, some implication there, and in the end of that, even if I have imposed something to the player just to make it fit into the setting, in the end, the player has the final word on anything I have brought. For me, it's just a guide. Even if it's a written story guide, he can just say, I don't like that, but I think it's a good thing if he says that, because it will open the discussion on what the character needs, and if there are some exchanges, we will come on an agreement on what kind of character, what kind of background the character needs. But there are many games that doesn't need background at all. But sometimes you have settings, very precise settings, and you have to show the colors, just to show that it's not just a generic fantasy stuff, that there are things going on that world, and the players has to know, and the player has to know how your character has got through it up to the point where they begin their adventuring career. So, in conclusion, I'm not against it. I'm not against game masters participating into a character background. To some point, it's not necessary, but sometimes it may be useful to guide the player through the world. And my advice here is that let the player choose if that background pleases him. The character I think the player has the final word on the background, the whole background, and see if he lives well with it. So, another Rebel. See you next time. Bye.